Right, well, here we are. There we go, the bike's all done. I'm just waiting for confirmation that the bike's insured, because it wasn't insured and I can't take it out obviously until it is. I can't insure it because it's not registered in my name, so I'm just waiting, and then we'll take it out for its first ride and hopefully everything will be okay. It starts well and all the indications are good, so I'm optimistic, but you never know. So there, all done, looking good. I'm very pleased with it, very pleased. So all the engine obviously completely done and all vapor blasted and all polished and so on, and various other bits done like the rear brake and the rear sprocket and the chain and the rear caliper, and sorting the exhaust out, sorting the front wheel out and the tyre and so on. A few other sort of jobs as well as just doing the engine. But we've rebuilt the carbs, we've rebuilt all the starter motor, then obviously we rebuilt all the gearbox and the engine completely, because it was vapor blasted. We have to take it completely apart, and all looking good. It already had electronic ignition fitted, so that's gone back on, and everything seems okay. So anyway, yeah, so hopefully later today I'll get confirmation that we've got oil pressure. So fixated with oil pressure, that we've got insurance, and I'll take it out. The problem is that today, it's late October now, and today is a rare day, I think, that it's going to be good. And then the forecast for the next 10 days is horrendous. So I want to try and get on it today if I can. And it's all done, it's all ready now. It's all, but anyway, we'll see. Otherwise, I'd have to go back in the garage and wait until the weather's better, and heaven knows when that's going to be. Okay, well, there you are, all done, and I'm very, very, very happy with it, and I'm certainly the way it's starting and the way it's running at the moment, the way it looks. Job done. Well, no, job done at the moment. Obviously, we need to take it out and check it and ride it first and tune the carbs and so on and check that it is running right before I say job done. But, job done up to this point. Right, well, I just got word. I couldn't go out on it because I didn't get word about the insurance, but it's like late afternoon now, and I just got word that it is insured. So I whipped it out, took it around the block, and it ran like an absolute dream. It was great. Except then I suddenly realised, hang on, I've got the choke on. I hadn't taken the choke off. I thought, oh, that's funny. So it was running beautifully. So then I took the choke off, and it was running like it wouldn't run at all. So I've been messing about with the air screws, for no result whatsoever. So I don't know. So it runs like a dream with the choke on, but it doesn't want to know as soon as you take the choke off. So I'm going to have to take the carbs off and find out. I don't know what's happened there. The irony is that it runs beautifully with the choke on, and when it's hot. But as soon as you start taking a choke off, it coughs and splutters, and no, it doesn't want to know at all. Oh, bugger. So I'll have to take all the carbs off and see. I've no idea. The problem is that I don't think there's a problem, if you know what I mean. So I don't know what we're going to find, but I'll give it a go. And the only other thing, of course, is the rear brake. It's okay, but it's only okay. It's not right. So what I might have to end up doing is taking the whole caliper off, because the bleed screw's right at the bottom. Take the caliper off, turn it, so the bleed screw's at the top, and then bleed it. The trouble with that is that you've got to take sort of like half the back wheel off, take the silencer off, take the spindle out so you can drop the torque arm that holds the caliper in place, then drop the caliper, then unbolt the caliper from the torque arm, then turn it upside down, bleed it, and then reverse. It's just a pain of a job, and I don't want to take the carbs off either, especially with the airbox, because it's a pain. But we can't be running with the choke on the old time. So anyway, I'll put it back in the garage, and I've been trying to convince myself that maybe it'd be fine. It'd be fine, just run it with a choke on. It's fine. Yeah, shame. Anyway, there we go. There we go. The engine. The good news is the engine sounds really nice, which is brilliant. You know, touch wood. It sounds really smooth, lovely. Also, the clutch. Now I can report that the clutch is nice and really light and works really well. What the only thing is that I have adjusted it up pretty tight. That pull rod is pretty tight in there. Mind you, that's the same with the cable. You know, if there's any slack whatsoever, it won't have it. But because we've got an angular bearing in that clutch, I'm not too bothered about tightening up that pull rod a bit. If you don't tighten the pull rod up, then you've got a nice light clutch, but you can't get neutral at standstill. With that pull rod tightened up, just a bit over tightened to be honest, then you've got a lovely light clutch and it will snick into neutral at standstill, no problem at all. But yeah, anyway, definitely a light clutch. A nice, you know, it is a very light clutch. But as I say, to get it how I want it, I've had to like over tighten the clutch a bit. But as I say, to be honest, that's probably the same with the cable clutch because it's the actual clutch that's not working. You know, it just doesn't release enough. Oh, bugger. Anyway, it's all right. I was riding it thinking, this is great. It's all sorted. It's perfect. First time, you know, no messing. And then I took the choke off. You know. Right, anyway, I'm going to put it back in the garage now and, and ready myself for taking the damn carbs back off again. Hoorah.